So hello everyone, welcome to my review of My Hero Academia episode 6. And I'm super excited, but I'm a big fan of Shincho. So finally seeing him there. He's obviously getting his backstory in the next episode, but it should be this episode, so that's kind of a downer. But yeah, the ending was really good, of course. It's Shincho, and he's like, yeah, I won. Like, yeah, you loser, yeah, I already carried this thing. And of course, the whole audio part and all the random little time, they're giving up, and it's like they're fools. It's all about winning. I don't even need a hero class. I should be a hero. Yeah. I was looking down at me. No, it's finally much have to shine. He's a really good character. It's a great story, and I hope you guys will enjoy it when it comes next episode. However, though, the episode itself, the pacing was horrible. Right? I said it when I was live. Right, I was like, okay, this is probably gonna be Shincho's episode. We're probably gonna see the purple hair guy. We're gonna see his backstory. Because in the manga, they pretty much do Todoroki and then they go into Shincho right away. Like there's nothing in between there. They do have that like recreational party thing, but it's like one page. Here's like some conversation. Oh, you're a hentai, come with me. This is cement, can do stuff. Yeah, so they spent like 5-6 minutes right, just padding out, figuring out things. So that was bad. It was bad. It wasn't that funny. It's just kind of bad. Obviously, shitty thing actually makes it that's fun as well. So everything is actually in the manga, but they just made everything longer, right? They made like the Mineta part. Why I love the part. I love Mineta. Mineta's the best character, right? They really MVP. Great character. Our little pervert character. We all love him. But obviously that part as well was a little extended, right? Like that was like a little longer, a little more coming out. That was more. So everything was like plus 1 minute, right? So they just pushed the Shincho part just the very end of it to cliffhanger there. They still went way into it faster. And also, actually, I thought about this during my live reaction. Like, did it sense to look backstory? Because I read the manga again before this review. Was like, no, they actually had kind of the same thing there. However, yes, they sense it actually. They sense it a lot actually on Endower's part, and also a little bit on Todoroki. Not the actual like showing his whole like life or whatever. They will get later or whatever. But they actually made Endower look so much more nice in this anime. I just felt it was like something is really off here. So I read the manga and I was like, yeah, Endower he looks so mean in the manga. But he looks at All Might, it's like, yeah, but in manga it's like, the faces are so much worse in the manga, and his fires look more like menacing and so on. He looks really, really, he looks much more nicer in the anime, like really more. And also to the part, when they mention the boiling water, then there's the hands, that's also much more exploited in the manga. You see it, you understand it much more clearly. I'm sure people missed it down in the anime. It's like, what, the boiling water thing? Yeah, I wanted it purposely louder there in the right reaction. Like, yeah, look at the boiling water thing. Because in the manga it's much more clear. You see his mother's crying. Next page is like, yeah, fuck you, I hate you because you're his son. And he's like, with the hand over there, and he says like, yeah, she boiled my face. And that is much more clear in the manga. Here it's like, she boiled my face. And then afterward, it's like, they padded that out, and it was less impactful, I think. So the whole scene was less impactful, and All Might was much less impactful. It's more like a, and Endower to me is kind of like an evil character, right? But he wants to be the biggest hero, so it's kind of like Bakugo in a sense. Bakugo is like not a very nice person, but he does stuff right that is like, but I still want to be a hero. So I do good stuff, but I want to be the famous hero because of whatever, famous or more than actually being a good person. That's kind of Bakugo's percent, right? And I say Endower is even more so. He's like, fuck that. I'm just gonna do the perfect mating DNA combo here and get like an ice fire son, and that's gonna be the perfect hybrid of quirks and so on, right? So he's not a very nice person. That's much. It's also clear in anime, but it's even more clear in the manga. Because in the manga he looks evil too. Like in the manga, where again he looks much more evil. He looks menacing. The fights are more like brimming in a worse way and so on. So the whole thing felt a little censorship over it. Just making it a little less violent and gruesome. That's best reaction is. However, the deck is like, he should be the main character. He's the worst backstory that I have. That's a great part. So obviously the part has some good part as well. But I was planning this right. The first 10 minutes was last, so it was a little longer. It should have been. And there's like nothing. Okay, here's the show. So it's like, yeah, a pretty weak episode actually. But they have some good part. Like Mineta made the shitty little part. That is great, and I love the Divine Supergirl. So I was like, oh, look at me, yay! So she's like, yay, we can find some of our bodies. And they're like, but you're invincible. You really like this, don't you? It's like, yay, look at them, look at me. Like, I don't know. It's like, I love that. There's one part for talking about this one part. I don't know if it's been in anime yet, but it's a manga that is a member. She's like, oh, I have really big breasts. Then she's talking to the boys. She's like, yeah, a great figure. She's like, trying to really sell herself. I think it's later in some later school, like in arc 6, 7 something. They really try to sell herself, like, I'm super hot, I got a great body, and they're like, sure you do. It's like, yeah, I do. Look at my clothes, and they're like, yes. It's like, I work out every day, and I do makeup, and like, why? No one can see you anyway. It's just like, yeah, that part is. So yeah, she really is an extrovert person. So I mean, I like her character. She's like, she hates being invincible. I think I would say, yeah. And also we had Midas doing like an orgasm face for whatever reason that made no sense. It's like, oh yeah, I'm kicking them out. Oh, it's like, yes. That made me, I was like, what? The good at the audio report, and audio report is very interesting. It's interesting manga as well, especially even if you know what's happening with the show. Yeah, okay, yeah. So he really didn't do anything. We see Mina, she's like, I didn't do anything either. She's like, yeah, I didn't do anything either, because she was like, oh, Bakiko carried me. He's like, no, I really didn't do anything. Like, yeah, like Ojiro really didn't do anything right. Like, you know, Shincho is so good, like he could beat anyone that he wants pretty much. So it's like, yeah, Shincho, you know, is really awesome. And like, yeah, so you're like, I really did nothing. I shouldn't be here. And the other guy was like, no, I should be there. So there's a navalist. It was such a douchebag character. We say navalist. There's almost like, you know, some unethical, moral dude. He's like, I'm still gonna do it, guys. And they're like, okay, man. Yeah. Respect for that. It's like, yeah, you're gonna win. Opposite's gonna happen and fall out in the first turn, first fight, right? No respect for nothing. Yeah, we see me and be like, oh, lucky navalist, Kun. This is gonna be easy. He's like, no, it's not. Oh, he's like horrible, right? He shoots a laser beam in his belly, right? And he gets like stomach aches after a short while. So it's a really useless power, right? He's like, okay, yeah, you do your best. It's like, yeah. But that part is interesting how he's. If he's like Deku would do something like that. If Deku was it Citro's team, he also would be like, I have to be there on my own, you know, yeah, and so on. But I don't know, it's kind of stupid, yeah, because it's like, yeah, sure, you didn't do anything, but you didn't cheat. Like, he didn't cheat. Shinjo did a really good quirk. Like, I don't know what but he didn't cheat. But yeah, like, Shinjo did it himself. He didn't need the other guys. He's so good so he can just do it at the teammates. He can just beat anyone pretty much. In my opinion, he has the strongest quirk in the whole... you know, he is the strongest quirk in the whole setting. So it's like, he didn't really need all the guys. Yeah, so obviously like a really good, you know, in that sense. But still, like, didn't cheat or anything. So I don't know. Yeah, it's like very, very, very good, of course, or very like lawful good to be like, no, I have to stay here. I cannot stay because I didn't win by my own. But they actually didn't cheat to say again there. So they actually didn't like, they didn't break the rules to get there. He just literally didn't do anything. So it's more like. And he's like, the other guy has such a good quirk that I am like, it feels unfair, like nothing. Yeah, so I think that I don't agree with Oshiro, I guess. Even though I probably would feel the same similar way, like, I'll be like, man, I didn't do anything. I want to win on my own terms or at least my team's terms. But this is like, you know, if I randomly team up with, you know, some other strong character, and if you go there, we'd be like, oh shit, he's won by himself. I'd be like, yeah, you know, that feels unfair. Like, I didn't have to do any effort, but it's like, I wouldn't just give up because he was so strong. I'm just gonna go beat him myself later on, maybe fight him in 1-1. I would be like, yeah, okay, let's give up. So I don't really super that part. I don't feel it's super relatable because it feels like I get the whole thing. Like, I am very similar to that when it comes to like different tournament playing games, like Magic, to play someone. I help my opponent when I play in tournaments, even on money, so usually. I also want to win, you know, on my own terms, right? So to speak, being the better player. And so on, being a better competitor. But this is kind of like it's like your teammate is suddenly really, really strong. It's like you happen up in a team where your teammate is enormously strong. Are you gonna hate yourself for that because your teammate could do it by himself? I mean, like, I could also beat them. You know, that's how I felt. So I wouldn't done it. Even knowing exactly what happened in the manga, I would not do what he did. And I really liked the part, to be honest. Really didn't do it. Yeah. That's about it, I guess. You can see what happens in. So yeah, like, half good episode. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that was a pretty weak episode. Like, it has some really good parts, really funny parts. The comedy was still there. The comedy was still spot on, classic My Hero Academia. But really was okay. The filling out second half just filled pretty much like 8 minutes, 2 minutes of storyline, 8 minutes of filler. The first was not filler, but it's like really padded out. The probably could have did like 5 minutes, and the next part, you know, like 5. Yeah, I felt like this could be half episode, right? I felt like this was supposed to be half episode or so, not like a full episode. So that's a big thing about it. But yeah, so I don't know, guys. I'm thinking it's like a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. I really like Shin's show, so I felt like he should have more. But it probably will have a full episode next week, though. That could be good, though. Like he probably should have like half episode as well. Yeah. His flashback is probably gonna feature like half episode or so. It should be, but I'm thinking that probably the anime they're gonna pad it out. That could be better though. So I guess like I would like that with him more. I think that Todoroki is gonna have more flashback, right, or whatever, or something like that eventually. So it felt like really padding him out here, not showing more, and also kind of making him look nicer. His mother looking less evil or less crazy, whatever, and also Endor looking much nicer. I felt that he was like they kind of underwhelmed me on the Todoroki party in the anime. It's much better than manga. So the manga that much, and the second half was like filler. So yeah, pretty bad episode 6 maybe. I don't know really. I don't be super negative. I still enjoyed it, but I felt like it was a bit underwhelming. I expected more. I expected to get Shinsho more. But the cliffhanger, of course, is perfect. Yeah. That I mean, the cliffhanger is perfect. But it could have done more Shinsho part before, maybe more Todoroki part, or I don't know. But yeah, I think they actually could have got into Shinsho part pretty much after the break. There, actually half the break. Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, see you next week. Have a great day.